Hi guys, welcome to the latest vlog instalment from Grace's Rest. For a start, I want to apologise if I'm a little bit sniffly today. I had my flu jab last week, but I think I've actually picked up a cold from somewhere. I don't think this is the aftermath of the jab because it usually doesn't affect me. So I've got my hot drink. I will try not to sniff and sneeze and all the rest of it in front of you too much. I don't want to come over as completely diseased. Right, I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet today because I know I've been going on far too long with some of these videos. Rescue requests in the last week. Quite surprisingly, we've been asked to take in 3 tortoises this week, and this is very rare for us. Tortoises are not something that we see an awful lot. I don't think this has got anything to do with the fact that there's a lack of them needing homes. Not at all. There are hundreds of tortoises out there needing new homes. I think it's just that most people who've got a tortoise are aware of places like the Tortoise Trust, for instance, that do operate a sort of rehoming, not a centre. They don't do that, but they do offer a rehoming service to help try and pair you up with somebody that is looking to acquire a tortoise. So I think that's why. But to have 3 in a week, I mean, put it this way: all the time we spent over in Lincolnshire, we didn't have 1 tortoise. We've been here. We moved here in May last year, so we've been here, what, sort of 18 months, maybe 5. It's just really weird. We moved across the opposite side of the country. Maybe tortoises are trendy here, I don't know. Oh no, we've had more than 5. We've had more than 5. I think we've had maybe a couple more, probably 7. It doesn't sound like a lot, but for a very, very, very small rescue like Grace's Rest, that's massive. That's massive to have 3 tortoises all in one go. Terrapins as well. 3 more terrapins. Nothing unusual there. Terrapins have got to be the most unwanted exotic pet in the country. Most definitely. Just please, guys, they look really cute and sweet when they're tiny, and Teenage Mutant Turtles and all this sort of stuff. I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I was a kid as well. They're not like that. To own them, they're lovely and they're great, but they get them when they're this big and they get massive and they smell, they bite. They've got very specific needs, and with the best will in the world, guys, you cannot keep these things in a fish tank in your lounge. You just can't. So please, just really, really think before you take on a turtle or terrapin, and bear in mind that some of them can live as long as a tortoise. We're talking decades into centuries here. They are incredibly long-lived. Just please think about it. I mean, I've even seen, and I think this is so irresponsible, I've seen pet shops selling baby snapping turtles, alligator snapping turtles. These things that get as big as a coffee table and can bite your hand off, that require no licensing at all because they're not deemed dangerous enough, presumably. And these things can live at least 100 years old. They're huge, huge, dangerous, animals. So please, guys, they look cute when they're little, but just think, of the lifelong commitment that you've got in taking one of these on. And then, of course, we're 2 beardies. Now, the bearded dragons, I think, apart from corn snakes, they're the most commonly admitted animal to Grace's Rest, and I'm sure to any other exotics rescue across the country. But the story behind these 2 really got my back up a bit. They were, I'm going to have to be careful not to mention any names here, they were supposedly found in a park in a box in Coventry, taken to one local, very well-known rescue that doesn't do exotics, then transferred to another local, very big, well-known rescue centre that also doesn't do exotics, promptly left there, and then I get a call begging me to take them. Now, we hadn't got any space at the time, and in fact now we've still only got 1 4-foot vivarium free because that was when Phoenix was rehomed earlier this week. So that happened before then. So I said, well, look, as of X date, providing that the home check's great, I will have 1 vivarium so I can take 1 of them, because obviously bearded dragons can't be kept together. Well, that's no good because we've got nothing to put them in. So, right, okay, here's the list of other numbers, give them a ring. Long story short, I think they went to a pet shop, which I'm absolutely disgusted by because this is just giving somebody free stock. but more, the thing that really irks me is that travelling through the city in the days after this, I thought, oh, I'm going to go past X centre. I will nip in and see if they know what happened to these beardies, because it really bothered me. The fact that these two were potentially going to be just be given to a pet shop really got up my nose. So I thought, right, I'm just going to nip in and see if they, know what happened or whatever. And it turned out that it was all a bunch of lies, and these animals had never been to this centre at all. They rightly said that I've dealt with this centre many times before. Fantastic people, and they usually either send exotics to me or one other local-ish exotics establishment. That's the way it works. And what I couldn't understand was why supposedly they would have sent this customer to another rescue knowing that they still don't do exotics either. They wouldn't have done that. It's a waste of this client's time, and it's pointless them doing it. So yeah, it turned out to be a load of guff. And what I will say is, look, this is to all the prospective clients out there, please don't lie to us. It makes us angry because we don't like people trying to pull the wool over our eyes. But most importantly, if those animals did belong to this person, which I believe is the case, and essentially they were trying to surrender them because they thought that, oh, if I say that I found them abandoned, they won't be able to refuse me, it shows that you're desperate, and I can understand your desperation. However, if you basically fib to us and say, yeah, I found them in the park, I know nothing about them, don't know where they came from, etc., that means that we don't know anything about these animals. We are operating completely in the dark. If you've had these animals for however long, you know what their temperament's like, you know what they eat, what they won't eat, you know if they've had any health problems, you know if they can be handled, blah, blah, blah. If you can then give us that information, it makes our job so much easier in the fact that we have then got a baseline that we can go from. So then we will go, well, they said it would do this, but it's not doing it. Now we know that's unusual behaviour. That's just one example. If you know that it's poorly, it doesn't mean that we will then say we're not going to help you. That's what we're here for. If you say it's poorly, or you know it's ill, or it's got such and such an infection, or more importantly, perhaps, you've already had it to the vets and it's had a certain treatment. We need to know that, because say it had an infection. We then take it to the vet. We don't know it's been on drugs already. Vet prescribes, painkillers, anti-inflammatories and antibiotics. We give it to it. We could overdose that animal because we don't know that it's already been treated or how recently it was treated. So this is why it's important, guys. Please be honest with us. Gracie's Rest, I know for a fact because I run it, runs completely on transparency, honesty and integrity. We have to do this in order to function and to be legitimate. All we ask is that you do the same for us. We're not going to judge you. We know that life happens. Circumstances change, relationships change, family dynamics change, people lose their jobs, people move house, stuff happens, and when stuff happens you have to deal with it, and we're here to help you deal with that. So please, guys, please don't fib to us. It is going to get our backs up, because it's very disrespectful, and we wouldn't lie to you. We wouldn't be disrespectful to you, so please don't do it to us, because at the end of the day, in being honest with us, you are giving your animal the best possible start on its rescue journey with us. And surely in the fact that you've taken it to a rescue shows that you don't want to abandon it in a park somewhere. You want it to be looked after, and you can help it on that journey by being honest with us and telling us what you know. So please, guys, please just be honest with us. That's all I'm asking. We do the same for you. So that's the biggest thing that I wanted to get on my soapbox about this week. I've got a very, very brief list of other things. We've sorted the garden out this week. That was a big, big job yesterday mainly. We've I'm just looking out the window now. We kind of packed it down for the winter. We could be growing a few winter vegetables, but we really want to ease ourselves into this whole, self-sustaining garden thing. So we have got all of the herbs and the perennials out there. They're still okay, but we're not growing any extra veg over the winter as yet. We have applied for another grant in the last week, so we're hoping that if we're successful, we're going to be able to invest part of that, not all of it, part of it, in the garden, so that next year it can be even more productive. We're soon going to be moving our vlogs to a new room. We've sorted out a room that's going to be my office space for while I'm studying, but it's also going to be a dedicated office for Grace's rest as well. So you're going to have a very different backdrop soon. You won't have my lounge in the background, you'll have my proper office space. So it's going to look a lot different, but I hope you're going to like it. Those of you that watched my last vlog will know that I'm going to be having some medical assessments this week. Don't want to keep going on about this because it's really not why you guys follow me, but I do think it's important to mention it because it is going to affect how Grace's rest runs until treatment's sorted out and doctors have decided what they're going to do and all that sort of stuff. So moving forward, we're potentially not going to be able to take in as many animals. This isn't something that I want to do, but I've got to let myself heal. And the only positive I can get out of this is that in that period of time, hopefully it's only going to be weeks, measured in weeks, maybe a few months, but I'm really, really hopeful it won't do. I'm going to be able to use that time to sort of try and get to speed with my PhD work and find that nice rhythm. And then as the animals start coming in again, they can, we can fit the husbandry into that rhythm.